all stakeholders to the problems surrounding advertising. One approach to a solution is to place little to no restrictions on advertising. Little to no restrictions on advertising would affect stakeholders in different ways. Let's start with advertisers. With no restrictions, advertisers would be at a great advantage. They would be able to market their products in any manner they would like to. We see this with aggressive advertising in which consumers are bombarded with advertisements they may or may not want to see. A commonly referenced example of this would be drugs or mental health counseling. Another way that advertisers benefit from loosely restrained advertising is through the content of their advertisements. Advertisers would be able to advertise their products using misleading claims or ethically ambiguous content. While this is technically illegal, we have seen past precedents of this in products such as pharmaceutical drugs. Whether it is companies marketing their products as safe when they're not, or marketing products that recommend expert advice such as medicines, advertisers greatly benefit from having loose regulations on their products. A realistic way to approach a more ethical outcome would be to trust that advertisers have the best interests of the consumers in mind, to be a conscious consumer, and for advertisers to take unlimited liability for any damages they might create. While false advertising or fraud using false or misleading claims is a federal offense, it is still common practice. Encouraging advertisers to be entirely truthful and to increase compensatory damages would not place heavy restrictions on the advertiser while also protecting the consumer. Going down the ladder are lawmakers. Lawmakers would also greatly benefit from having little restrictions on advertising. Lawmakers create laws with the intention of representing their voters. However, oftentimes voters and citizens do not feel that laws favorably represent or defend them. Part of the reason this is because lawmakers are stakeholders in large corporations. If a company does well, lawmakers often personally benefit from it. Loose regulations would give advertisers higher profits, thus giving lawmakers more reason to be open to loose advertisement regulations. A way to an ethical solution is to make it illegal for lawmakers to have conflicts of interest and to support ethical, people-minded lawmakers. An example of politicians giving up conflicts of interest in order to more ethically serve their voters is former President Jimmy Carter and his peanut farm. Although there is a current movement to ban Congress from holding stocks, it is not yet law. Lawmakers not holding stake would give clarity to the intentions behind their laws. Finally, we have consumers. Whether you have an unconscious or conscious consumer, consumers are often pawns of advertising. While the small benefit to consumers